on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. If you'd like to look and confirm, yes, I am here, standing around, drinking coffee, talking into a microphone. Beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. A day to be seized if at all possible. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. This morning when I was getting ready for work, I noticed that Mobile, Alabama was being mentioned in some national news stories, and it has to do with flesh-eating bacteria. With several spots locally reported with flesh-eating bacteria. And Ariel told me, Ariel, jump on air here with me. You mentioned before we went on the air that you went swimming over the weekend. Now, did you get into the waters, local, actual, natural waters, or into a swimming pool?
This was a swimming pool.
A swimming pool.
House. Correct.
So you did not get into the waters.
Oh, no, not with a flesh-eating bacteria in the water, which is probably not a big deal. It's probably being overhyped, but I'm not taking my chances.
Right. I do. Let me be very clear that I believe it's also overhyped. Ariel, I agree with you that it's overhyped, that this is nothing new, that we've...
Right.
That especially...
Isn't there one every summer?
Well, look, there's always going to be a problem after big rains,
Yeah.
which we have had, where bacteria levels will be up higher after big rains, and then you just don't want to get in the bay with any open wound. It
Why
just
would
makes
you get
sense.
in there with open wounds to begin with?
You don't want to go. You don't want to go anywhere with an open wound.
No, you
seriously. So it is overhyped, but people love the phrase, people in the news business, flesh-eating bacteria.
You want to know what I learned when I was in journalism school?
Tell me. Please tell me.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Okay.
So the more gruesome the story is, that's the one that's going at the top of the hour because it's going to get the best ratings.
We've been working together now for over 10 months, and we've not tapped into your journalism school background.
Yeah.
You could teach me to be journalistic on the program.
Okay. I doubt it. But I learned from Mr. Detroit.
Who?
Mr. Detroit. He has a bunch of Emmys.
Oh, he has Emmy Awards from
Yes.
from Detroit, Michigan?
From being a newscaster.
Okay,
That's
wow.
how good he was.
All right, well then fantastic.
Right.
Well then it bleeds, it leads.
It bleeds, it leads.
And if it eats flesh, even if it's bacteria, then it leads.
Then it leads, yes.
Okay, even though you and I both agree it's overhyped, and
Extremely.
this is what we live with around here, and we all kind of know not to get into the water at certain times of year. How was your swimming?
It was very tiring. Like, I haven't gotten to a pool to swim in a long time. I don't actually know how to swim, so it's more floating. But it still wore me out.
Okay, and then tonight you're back on the pole.
Yes, tonight I'm back on the pole.
Pole fitness.
Yes.
Pole fitness. All right, Ariel, thank you. We'll be checking in with her again later. She also went to a wedding, which, who knows, we all know how weddings can go. All right, look, actual news coming up on the Uncle Henry Show after traffic and weather together.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Porsche Traffic Center.
So far, so good. No big accidents or breakdowns out there. I-10, for those of you coming across the Bayway through the Wallace Tunnel, Causeway, and the Bankhead, and the trip on I-65 from Pritchard and Chickasaw to the I-10, all of that still moving along well. We're seeing light volume out there. No big problems, at least so far, as you make the drive throughout the area. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. There's a girl in El Salvador who dreams of becoming an engineer. There's an elder in Uganda who dreams of having a community to call his own. No two dreams are the same. Help one person achieve theirs at unbound.org.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Monday to you, everybody. It's definitely going to be a tropical day along the Gulf Coast as more moisture surges inland. We'll have about a 40% chance of storms today, a high temp of 92. Heat index flirting with 100. Overnight lows in the mid-70s and a 50-50 shot of wet weather for your Tuesday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty, at unbound.org.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. So far, what a wonderful Monday morning it is. A few things to tell you about in this segment of the program. I saw something on the Mobile mayor's race that I wanted to mention. Before I do that, though, speaking of politics, unfortunately, I did get an email that was sent to me at 11 o'clock last night. The email reads, Uncle Henry, this coming Saturday, the 15th, the Baldwin County Republican Party will host the U.S. Senate candidates at our Pork and Politics event in Robertsdale. All but 2 candidates have confirmed, and Terry Lathan, the Alabama GOP chairwoman, will be moderating the event. Free to the public. Will you let your listeners know about it? Okay. And that email from Matthew Brown. So this is, if you want to see these Republican candidates, and there are a lot of them, aren't there? This will be at Robertsdale's, is it PZK Hall? It's in Robertsdale with free food beginning at 11 Saturday. That's 11 Saturday. All but 2 candidates will be there. So this is an opportunity for those that wish to meet the candidates. And you do pick up on a lot when you meet candidates in person. There's a lot that you can learn with those face-to-face meetings. And you may call it intuition, but I really believe that you pick up on things, maybe even subconsciously, just from meeting somebody and having even if it's just a handshake and a hello. You really do. I really believe there's value in that when you're trying to figure out who to vote for. So that is coming up Saturday, and I'll give you more details as the week goes on. So Saturday in Robertsdale, a chance to meet a bunch of those candidates running for the Senate. And I did see on the Republican side, John Sharp of AL.com wrote a story over the weekend saying that polling had Roy Moore in the lead, followed by Luther Strange and Mo Brooks. That's where it's stacked up as of now, according to John Sharp of AL.com. Now, the thing about the Mobile mayor's race that I just wanted to briefly mention, one of the local TV stations did a report on the first campaign documents, the finance records that have popped up from both Sam Jones and Mayor Standy Simpson. And it's got Sam Jones ending the documentation period with $6,335.61. That was his ending balance at the end of June, $6,335.61. Standy Simpson's ending balance, $459,552.51. So that is quite a difference. That's quite remarkable. A difference in fundraising. When it comes to a local election like that, how big a deal is that? Certainly you want to be the one that has the most money. But does that make it impossible? I'm not sure. Hey, this is Uncle Henry. I want to tell you about a dentist I found in Mobile named H. Radcliffe Brown Jr. When I moved back to town, I asked people if they could recommend a dentist, and they recommended Radcliffe Brown. I had a cracked tooth. I needed a crown on it. I went to see Dr. Brown at his office, 1501 University Boulevard, and he had just remodeled with state-of-the-art technology. So he was able to make the crown for me while I waited. It was a same-day crown, no temporary crown, and it fit perfectly. Dr. Brown has a family-friendly practice. He offers a wide range of services, including cleanings, whitening, cosmetic bonding, the same-day crowns I just told you about, veneers, bridges, dentures, partials. He restores implants. If you're a new patient, you can get a new patient appointment within just a few days. Remember the name. It's H. Radcliffe Brown Jr. Call him at 251-342-5636. While his website is under construction, you can look for him on Facebook. Look for H. Radcliffe Brown Jr. Dentist on Facebook. This is Uncle Henry. Cosmetic skincare, and he also has all the latest technology. He's got 3 convenient locations: Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. You can find out more about Dr. Bender and all of the services he provides by going online. The website is advanceddermclinic.com. That's advanceddermclinic.com. You can make an appointment there online, or you can call for your appointment. The number is 251-631-3570. That's Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center.
The Sad family's tradition of caring started with John and Dorothy Sad more than 3 decades ago. The Sad Healthcare family has grown to more than 400 employees, but we're still the same local people you've known for years, offering in-home nursing services, hospice care, rehabilitation therapies, and medical supplies and equipment. Our goal has never changed, offering home healthcare services with integrity, professionalism, and above all, compassionate care. Stop by any of our Gulf Coast locations and you'll see Sad Healthcare's family tradition of caring in action.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, can I still take advantage of today's low rates? Is it still a good time to refinance? The answer is yes. Now's a great time to call Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR 4.12%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Whether you're at home, your business, or online, ADT helps keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com to get that feeling. ADT, home, safe home.
Smart Home America can teach you how to save money by fortifying your home, improving your energy efficiency, and by buying just the right homeowner's insurance coverage. Learn at smarthomeamerica.org.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
So far, so good. No big accidents or breakdowns out there. I-10, for those of you coming across the Bayway through the Wallace Tunnel, the Causeway, and the Bankhead, and the trip on I-65 from Pritchard and Chickasaw to the I-10, all of that still moving along well. We're seeing light volume out there, and no big problems, at least so far, as you make the drive throughout the area. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. It's morning. Here's an eye-opener. LifeLock can see more threats to your identity than you can see if you're just monitoring your credit. And if something happens, a U.S.-based specialist can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
Now, Gulf Coast weather from Local 15.
It is definitely going to be a muggy Monday along the Gulf Coast. Dress light, light colors, light fabrics. Cotton and linen are good choices. Keep the umbrella close just in case. We'll top out at 92 degrees. We'll have about a 40% chance of storms. Lows will be in the mid-70s. And for your Tuesday, a 50-50 shot of showers and storms. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. News headlines coming up from Darwin of Local 15 and also Fox coming up in about 10 minutes. on the Uncle Henry Show. I want to thank all of my Facebook friends over the weekend that were reaching out to me, warning me about Jaden K. Smith. I received numerous messages on Facebook Messenger. I've been getting them for over a week now, of wonderful, concerned Facebook friends trying to warn me, don't accept a friend request from Jaden K. Smith. In fact, when I got up this morning, there was some lady that had created a group of like 150 people and threw me into it, trying to warn all of us about Jaden K. Smith. Don't accept his request, because he could hack your Facebook account if you accept his request. I got so concerned with all these messages coming in, I thought, this guy must be quite a criminal to have got all of my Facebook friends in such an uproar. So I did look online to see what I could find out about Jaden K. Smith, and I did find out that this is a hoax, that this is no such thing. The Jaden K. Smith thing is a hoax. So, but I appreciate the warnings, because I know that they were well-meaning, that people were trying to help me by warning me about the fake person Jaden K. Smith. But there is nothing to it. There is no reality. Don't get worried if you receive the warning about Jaden K. Smith. Ariel, have you gotten the Jaden K. Smith? You have. And there are other names that have popped up. And let's see, Anwar Jatu, Tanner Dwyer, Bobby Roberts. There are other names popping up, and it's all a hoax. It's all a hoax. So don't be worried. Hey, Ariel, join me here. I want to ask you about something else involving this. So Ariel also has received the Jaden K. Smith warning, which is not real. But have you received it just once? Now, a lot of my Facebook friends are my age, and we believe everything we see online. And so that's why I'm getting, like, once every 10 minutes, somebody's warning me. What about you?
No, I've actually only gotten it once. I got it once yesterday, and I was like, yeah, it's probably not legit.
All right, so that's probably because you have younger Facebook friends.
Yeah. And most of us, like, really don't buy that stuff when we read it, because what are the chances I'm actually going to get a friend request from a Jaden K. Smith?
Right.
And most of the time when you see that kind of stuff on Facebook, there's no truth to it, so you just keep moving.
Now, I did want to ask you, are you one of the people that get sucked into Amazon Prime Day? Because tomorrow's Amazon Prime Day.
Yes.
And tonight the deals allegedly start. And I say allegedly because how do I really know it's a deal?
It doesn't matter. It's on Amazon, and they told you it was a deal, so you just listen to them.
It is so remarkable that this company has been able to market itself so well that people, it's almost like a dog whistle.
Yeah.
That people are going to flock there and spend enormous amounts of money. Some of the things may not even be deals.
See, here's the most ridiculous part. One day, the mailman pulled up to our house and said, surprisingly, you don't have an Amazon package today, because the people in our house order so much crap off Amazon, we have a package every day.
Well, there is a delivery truck in my neighborhood, I'm sure, at all times.
Yeah.
At this point, FedEx or UPS are in the neighborhood all the time, all day long. If we just put security cameras on these UPS and FedEx trucks, we'd cover half the country probably.
At least once a day, you're going to see one of those trucks in my neighborhood.
But is your family going to be all keyed in tonight? Because the deals start, I think, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock tonight.
I don't know if they know about it yet, but as soon as they find out, it's like going to Target. You just go and you get a whole bunch of crap that you never intended to buy, but it's in your basket, so now you have to check out. And it seems like it's on sale, even though it's really not on sale, but it's Amazon and it's Target, so you buy it.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Logic.
All right, thank you, Ariel. Ariel, something almost every day at our house. And we followed that news story about them buying Whole Foods. What are they not going to sell? What are they not going to take over? if you're in an industry, you need to, and you find out that Amazon wants to get into business and compete with you, it's got to be intimidating. It really does. But how do I know? They say it's Amazon Prime Day and they put something for sale. How do I know it's a deal? And they want me to compare to what they were asking for it last week. How do I know that they didn't have the price jacked up last week to make me think I was getting a deal this week? Amazon Prime Day. You'll be, and yes, here I've ended up talking about it, giving it the free publicity. But I would love to find a way to know whether or not it is a value or not, whatever is being offered from Amazon Prime. Well, look for that. That'll probably, who knows, maybe some news channels will let you know when amazing deals pop up. You give further free publicity. Speaking of news channels, we do have news from Fox coming up and from Local 15's Darwin, along with traffic and weather, and then back with more Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening on a wonderful, wonderful Monday morning.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Westar and Great Plains Energy have agreed to a revised merger that would form a $14 billion holding company to operate regulated electric utilities in Kansas and Missouri. The new company, which has yet to be named, will serve about 1 million Kansas customers and almost 600,000 in Missouri. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen's testimony before Congress will be in focus later this week as investors look for guidance of when the U.S. Central Bank would start reducing its balance sheet. Retail sales, industrial output, and business inventories may sway GDP forecasts, and the Consumer Price Index could signal if disinflation is becoming more of a problem. J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup start the U.S. bank earnings season. WD-40 and PepsiCo also post results this week. Stock futures are mixed. S&P futures are up 2 points. Dow futures are down 6. Crude oil is lower by 1.1% at $43.73 a barrel. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Hey, this is Uncle Henry. If you have a tree problem, let me introduce you to someone who can help you solve it. That's Donnie Chastang at Chastang's Tree Service. Donnie Chastang offers residential and commercial tree service, and this includes tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, tree topping, and deadwooding. And I really like the fact that Donnie has invested in all the best state-of-the-art equipment needed to handle any job, no matter how difficult. And his employees at Chastang's Tree Service, they've got many years of experience in the tree business. So with the right equipment and experienced employees, Donnie Chastang can handle jobs quickly and professionally. So if you've got a tree problem, call Donnie Chastang at Chastang's Tree Service for a free estimate. The telephone number is 251-342-4667. That's 251-342-4667. That's Donnie Chastang with Chastang's Tree Service.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Mazda Traffic Center.
Look for an accident on St. Joseph and St. Louis in downtown Mobile, but for the most part, things are in pretty good shape. We aren't seeing any major problems for Bayway drivers this morning. Those of you who are making the trip between the Eastern Shore and the Wallace Tunnel, Causeway and the Bankhead, all of that remains in good shape as well, at least for the time being. No major problems on the 3 Mile Bridge from Gulf Breeze up to Pensacola. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Monday to you, everybody. It's definitely going to be a tropical day along the Gulf Coast as more moisture surges inland. We'll have about a 40% chance of storms today, a high temp of 92. Heat index flirting with 100. Overnight lows in the mid-70s and a 50-50 shot of wet weather for your Tuesday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
Mobile police say he used his steel-toed boots to brutally attack a man. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton with this iHeartRadio News Update. Police say they need your help to find Austin Cooper. Police say it was Cooper who attacked the unidentified victim on Emerald Drive East last Wednesday, beating him so badly he had to be hospitalized. Cooper may be in the Theodore or Holliger's Island area. He was last seen driving a white Ford F-150 pickup. If you have any information on his location, contact Mobile Police Crime Stoppers at 208-7000. Police in Pensacola start a new work week trying to find a driver who struck and killed a woman Friday night. The victim, Rebecca Simmons, was outside Chancey's Bar on Davis Highway when she was hit. Police say Simmons may have fallen down on the street before the driver hit her and then drove off in a dark SUV or van. If you have any information on the vehicle that hit Simmons, please call the Florida Highway Patrol. And it's a toad takeover. Residents of nearby Santa Rosa County, Florida say the massive amounts of rain that fell in June brought some unwanted visitors. As the floodwaters rose in one East Milton neighborhood, a bunch of tadpoles suddenly appeared, and now there's thousands in the road, on the streets, in the grass. Some residents aren't happy, saying the takeover could have been prevented if the nearby holding pond had been pumped the day after the storm, but that opinion could change when those toads grow up and start munching mosquitoes. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton for this iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Paul Stevens. The president's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., reacting to a story connecting him to a meeting with a Russian lawyer.
Trump Jr. says the meeting yielded no meaningful information. A spokesman for President Trump's outside legal team said the president was not aware of and did not attend the meeting.
Fox's John Decker at the White House. The publication The Hill saying that more than half of the memos former FBI Director James Comey wrote following private conversations with President Trump concerning the Russia investigation contained classified information. Counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway.
He is apparently violating, at the very least, what all members of the FBI sign. They signed a document that says you will not do something like this. He was the head of the entire, he was the director of the entire bureau.
Conway speaking earlier this morning on Fox and Friends. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Okay, guys, are you ready for a revolution down below? I'm talking about Frigo underwear from revolutionwear.com. It's all about comfort and looking great. Revolutionwear totally reimagined men's underwear. It's the only brand to feature a mesh pouch and patented Frigo Zone ventilation to keep you cool, dry, and comfortable. They don't pinch, pull, or restrict. Plus, you'll get some nice double takes when wearing them. Try them for yourself. Buy Frigo online at revolutionwear.com. The revolution starts below.
Don't do what I did and run out. If it's working, don't quit. Why would you stop? Why undo all the good that's been accomplished?
You've got to feed them right for life.
Dynavite is nutrition.
If I ever took Roy off of Dynavite...
No. When I get to about 3/4... When I get down to the bottom of my box of Dynavite... Oh, no. I've got a couple more scoops. It's time to place my order. Dynavite.com. DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite for your dog this week.
We'll send you a bottle of LicoChaps free.
New improved LicoChaps with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E.
And now 6 extra direct-fed microbials.
Even better for the digestive tract and immune system.
Try LicoChaps.
Free this week at Dynavite.com.
Just feed your dog right. Use Dynavite.
Dynavite for life.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Hey, if you're looking for a chiropractor, let me introduce you to the doctors at Mobile Chiropractic Associates. I'm Uncle Henry, and I'm seeing Dr. Call. He's helping me with my neck pain and my elbow pain. Mobile Chiropractic Associates is located on Downtowner Boulevard, and along with Dr. Call, you've got Dr. Dixon and Dr. Henry. They've got a practice for the entire family, for people of all ages. If you've got back pain, neck pain like me, sports injuries, work injuries, problems from a car accident, see the people at Mobile Chiropractic Associates. They've got a friendly, professional staff. In fact, the great customer service started for me when I made my first phone call to get an appointment. Most insurances are accepted. They do all the paperwork. Call them at 251-341-1211. That's 251-341-1211. Look for them on Facebook or visit them online at chiroassociates.com. That's Mobile Chiropractic Associates.
News? Check. Traffic and weather? Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM The Jag. We've arrived at the Daily Reagan. The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare. That's spelled with two A's, S-A-A-D, sadhealthcare.com. Here's the president.
There are, of course, other very important reasons for us to restore our economic vitality. Beyond our shores and across this troubled globe, the good word of the United States and its ability to remain stable and dependable rely in good part on our having a stable and dependable economy. Projecting solid internal strengths is essential to the West's ability to maintain peace and security in the world. Thus, our national interests, our bilateral interests, and our hemispheric interests are profoundly involved in truly international questions. That's why we must act now, why we can no longer be complacent about the consequences of economic deterioration. We've entered an era which commands the alliance to restore its leadership in the world. And before we can be strong in the world, we must be once again strong at home. Our friend,
The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, S-A-A-D, sadhealthcare.com. Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. We're going to try to make contact with Darwin of Local 15 in about 15 minutes on the Uncle Henry Show. I was looking at news from the world of technology and saw that scientists are working on a cell phone, a smartphone that does not need a battery, that would use almost zero power on the smartphone. Now, the researchers that are working on this say that this specific phone harvests power from RF signals transmitted from a base station and additional power from ambient light through use of miniature photodiodes that are teeny tiny, about the size of a grain of rice. Now, they're going to also have done some things to the design of the phone so it doesn't need as much power as a traditional smartphone. I have trouble imagining how this would work, because we use the things we use our phones for now to drive around and figure out where you're going, or some people watch video or use their phone to take video. Maybe this is just something that you could use to talk on. But it's even if it's just talking on it, isn't that amazing? The idea that you could have a phone that would require no battery. We have traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines. And here we go.
Look for an accident spot in downtown Mobile at St. Joseph and St. Louis, but other than that, kind of a quiet morning. We don't have much going on in the way of big interstate problems today. If you've been traveling on I-10, coming in from the eastern shore across the Bayway and the Wallace Tunnel into downtown Mobile, all is well there. Road work continues on County Road 99 on the bridge over Barron Creek in Escambia County. The project is expected to run through the early part of next year. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. It's morning. Here's an eye-opener. LifeLock can see more threats to your identity than you can see if you're just monitoring your credit. And if something happens, a U.S.-based specialist can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
RVs Unlimited in Robertsdale, new and pre-owned. RVsunlimited.com.
Now, Gulf Coast weather from Local 15.
Good Monday to you, everybody. It's definitely going to be a tropical day along the Gulf Coast as more moisture surges inland. We'll have about a 40% chance of storms today, a high temp of 92. Heat index flirting with 100. Overnight lows in the mid-70s and a 50-50 shot of wet weather for your Tuesday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. It's morning. Here's an eye-opener. LifeLock can see more threats to your identity than you can see if you're just monitoring your credit. And if something happens, a U.S.-based specialist can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
You're home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Tomorrow morning, Angelo is going to be with me from Mobile Bay Coins, mobilebaycoins.com, 2204 Government Street in Midtown. Angelo, back from Orlando. Did you enjoy Orlando?
Yes, I did, Uncle Henry. Had a great time down there. It was, of course, hot and humid, but we're used to that. I was laughing at some of the coin dealers from up north that came down and we're not very appreciative of the heat and humidity.
Well, you know,
other than that, I had a great time.
I've spent a lot of time in Orlando over the years. The weather's not very much different from Mobile, Pensacola weather. It might be a degree hotter, but it's really basically the same.
It really is. And the same thing we get here in a normal summer pattern where it's, hot in the mornings and then all of a sudden you have that little pop-up shower in the afternoon to keep the humidity going.
Yep.
There's definitely some of that going on there, and a lot of those folks just were not getting it. They'd walk out at 3 in the afternoon and it's a steam bath outside, and they were a little frustrated. But, hey, that's okay.
Did you do anything fun after hours? Any theme park excitement?
No, sir. No, sir. Really, unfortunately, don't have a lot of time to go check out the theme parks or anything like that. Now, one thing I will say is they do have a lot of really nice restaurants right there by the convention center. So it was nice to get a really nice meal when I was done at the end of the day, working with coins and everything. It's nice to unwind a little. But no theme park activity. As a matter of fact, Uncle Henry, with it being summertime and all the kids and folks being down there, that's probably the last thing I would have done.
Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, look, I agree with you because if you're going to go and then if it's hot and humid, the place is full of kids that might be cranky. So let's talk about gold and silver before we run out of time here. Mobile Bay Coins at 2204 Government Street is where you get gold and silver for the Gulf Coast. And I've looked at some news stories before you called in, and it looks like gold is at a point where it was back in mid-March to where it's a great time to buy gold.
It really is. Over the last several days, gold and silver have dipped a little bit, and which was sort of nice because I was there at the coin show. I was able to pick up some new supplies while gold and silver prices were very reasonable. So if somebody's been thinking about getting into this, whether it's buying an old silver dollar or buying a 10-ounce silver bar or buying a 10-ounce piece of gold, I've got plenty of inventory, and the prices are about the best they've been in quite a long time.
Now, is gold more sensitive than silver to fluctuations with the dollar and things like that?
They are both very, very sensitive to fluctuations. In my opinion, Uncle Henry, silver is actually the better value, better investment. If you look at silver prices over the last several years, it's basically been as much as 3 times higher than it is right now. And so if you would have bought right and then sold right, you would have tripled your money. With gold, you would have made about 1.6 times your money. So silver, better on the fluctuation side, but also scarier because if you buy it wrong, you're going to lose a lot more money, and that's a scary thing too.
Well, you've got any way somebody wants to get into gold and silver, you've got an avenue there at Mobile Bay Coins, right? Even if somebody's just looking to do something small.
Certainly, if somebody wants to get a tenth of an ounce piece of gold or even a 1 gram gold bar, I've got those in stock. An ounce of silver is going to be less than $20, tax and everything out the door. So certainly a great opportunity to come by and check things out. And we always recommend to folks, don't get big numbers in your head and decide you're going to have to jump in with a $1,000 investment or something. For goodness sakes, come by with a $20 bill and see what you can buy. Check it out, go home, think it over, and then start thinking about putting a little more money into gold gold or silver if that's what you want to do.
That's Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street. Easy to find in Midtown Mobile. You can also find them at mobilebaycoins.com and on Facebook.
Radio for real men.
Surprise, surprise.
The Rush Revolution rolls on. Weekdays at 11, News Radio 710, WNTM.
I'm always interested in finding ways to save money. And there's a Gulf Coast organization set up to help local homeowners like me and you save. It's a nonprofit called Smart Home America. They've got a website, smarthomeamerica.org. It's become a one-stop resource for homeowners who want to save money. For example, personally, I find shopping for homeowners insurance confusing, intimidating. I'm never sure I'm covered the way I should be. smarthomeamerica.org has a homeowners insurance buying guide to help. They also can teach you about re-roofing with a fortified roof. This is a roof that's safer. It can help you save on insurance and increase your property values. And smarthomeamerica.org also teaches about energy efficiency and more. Check it out yourself. The website is smarthomeamerica.org. Build a stronger home, save money, and get the right insurance. That's smarthomeamerica.org.
No representation is made. The legal services performed are greater than the quality of legal services of others.
Bill Brooks here in the iHeartRadio studios with attorney David J. Maloney. How have you been, David?
Great. Thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
David, we've talked a lot about why you became a lawyer, so this time more nuts and bolts, if you will. What makes David J. Maloney different day in and day out?
I truly believe that the way that I approach the practice of law is very different than the way most attorneys do. And the reason why is because a lot of attorneys are grown through firms. They get employed as a clerk, and they learn to do things in a traditional way that law firms have practiced for generations. I came from a business background and a bit of a sales background from my father's businesses, and then I also learned these different things from different jobs I took as I went along. So when I opened my practice, I had no preconceptions as to what or how a law firm should be run. My focus, that's why I personally return calls.
That really is different, and it bleeds over to your staff, too, doesn't it?
I am willing to do any job within that office. There is no job that is, for lack of a better way of putting it, below me. And I believe that that's important with my staff, too, because then they know that I'm not asking them to do anything that I am not totally willing to do myself. Now, it may not always be the most effective use of my time, but if it needs to be done, then I'll do it.
So put that great work ethic to work. Maloney Frost Attorneys at Law. MaloneyFrost.com. 251-433-4440. Thanks, David.
For the best home theater design, equipment, and installation, call TSI Alarms and Audio. Call 251-662-0500 or visit them online at thetsigroup.com. That's TSI Alarms and Audio.
The music.
Music. Take the vocals of Bono. Add the guitar of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stir in the drums of John Bonham. Serving up steaming hot classic rock. Yeah! 96.1. The Rocket.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Look for an accident spot in downtown Mobile at St. Joseph and St. Louis, but other than that, kind of a quiet morning. We don't have much going on in the way of big interstate problems today. If you've been traveling on I-10, coming in from the Eastern Shore across the Bayway and the Wallace Tunnel into downtown Mobile, all is well there. Road work continues on County Road 99 on the bridge over Barron Creek in Escambia County. The project is expected to run through the early part of next year. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. It's morning. Here's an eye-opener. LifeLock can see more threats to your identity than you can see if you're just monitoring your credit. And if something happens, a U.S.-based specialist can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Monday to you, everybody. It's definitely going to be a tropical day along the Gulf Coast as more moisture surges inland. We'll have about a 40% chance of storms today, a high temp of 92. Heat index flirting with 100. Overnight lows in the mid-70s and a 50-50 shot of wet weather for your Tuesday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News in this iHeartRadio station.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. 99.5 FM, The Jag. We have news headlines coming up from Fox and from Local 15's Darwin. Coming up in about 10 minutes on the Uncle Henry Show, along with traffic and weather together. Last week we talked briefly about this new Amelia Earhart picture, that somebody had found some picture of Amelia Earhart. Just somehow we get all the way to 2017 and somebody stumbles across a picture and they think it's Amelia Earhart. And a documentary came out on this. Now, Ariel actually watched this documentary. Ariel, jump in here and tell me what you think, because I saw NBC News did a story on it. They debuted it on the Today Show last week.
Right.
And they had some expert that was saying he had analyzed the faces and he analyzed this woman's body in the picture, and that it was very likely. It was very likely that it was them.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the documentary over the weekend.
Right.
You saw it.
I did. I haven't seen the end yet because it was running a little long. But like the little that I did see, I saw the first hour of it. And
there's more than 1 hour?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that this is almost like a 2-hour special.
Okay.
But like, from what I saw, apparently this picture was found because they accidentally filed some top secret file with regular files by accident.
Okay, of course.
Right, because that's what the military does. They accidentally file top secret stuff and regular stuff.
Human error. I'm sure that the answer to the JFK assassination is in some box somewhere, and
accidentally
it was under a desk and they forgot. But anyway,
right. And then, like, I forgot to tell you this earlier, but at some point they talked to this guy who teaches aviation at a high school. Yeah, because I'm very convinced like this guy has all the answers, but he found pieces of metal on the island that she supposedly crashed on, which is kind of legit because there were stamps that commemorated this entire event happening. But the fact that you found scrap metal 80 plus years later and it so happens to be a part of the plane, sir, try somebody else. Please
so you were not convinced. You're still skeptical.
I'm still skeptical.
What about the picture?
Don't see...
But the picture, the story I saw. I only saw a story that was only like 2 minutes or less where this guy was convinced. Some expert said, look, her body measurements the body measurements fit Amelia Earhart, and the facial recognition of the man.
Yeah.
And then there's the plane on a barge. The guy was convinced.
The guy was convinced, but at the same time, I know people, like, if you were to put my aunt and I in a photo together, our body measurements would line up with each other, and so would our faces. Like, we almost pretty much have the same exact face. So I'm not completely convinced that that's a thing. Like, maybe if you had found her fingerprints, that's something that is just,
all right. I see what I like the fact that you're skeptical, by the way.
I'm skeptical. I need her to turn around in that photo. She's going to have to turn around.
I feel alone a lot of times in life because I'm skeptical when it seems like everybody else just is ready to believe any story. But I'm also skeptical that it's taken until 2017 to figure this out.
And it was accidentally filed away before now, and now all of a sudden now we're talking about this.
That's the most plausible thing in the whole story, is that it was an accidental filing mistake.
For me, that's not a thing, because I'm like, I know how particular the military is about their top secret stuff, and you cannot tell me that they accidentally filed some top secret evidence wrong.
Okay. You're right. That would never happen on the X-Files.
No, it wouldn't.
It would not. Before we go to news, you mentioned to me also that you went to a wedding over the weekend. Tell me who got married. Can you reveal that?
Right. It was a family member. A cousin of mine got married. But you want to know what the worst part of the wedding was?
Why was there a worst part?
There was a person there with the dress that I had on.
Oh.
This like 1 in a million opportunity for me to show up in a dress that another person showed up at. Like, and then her table was near mine, so people could tell that we were wearing the same exact.
Now,
dress.
was this a big elaborate wedding?
This was like we had to wear evening gowns. That's the worst part. Like we were wearing evening gowns. How did you end up with the same evening gown as me? I thought most of the time, you know, when you buy an evening gown, it's kind of like one of those. But no. We ended up in the same dress.
This is one
and
of
our tables were near each other.
This is one of those things that males, it's hard for a male to relate to. We don't have the same pressures.
When she walked past me, I said, "Oh my God, your dress is so cute." I didn't mean it though. I mean, I did because the dress is cute. I bought it, but
other than that, how did the wedding go?
Other than that, it was a great wedding. Yeah, it really was.
I hope that it was all indoors.
It was, thank goodness. The reception was in fact, the reception and the ceremony took place in the same spot. Do you know how convenient that is?
That's wonderful. And people should do that all the time.
They should.
All right, well, Ariel, thank you for your report on the Amelia Earhart documentary. Hate to hear about the dress snafu at the wedding. That's just, it's one of those things that men generally don't have to worry about. I never show up anywhere and have somebody wearing the same jacket that I'm wearing. Strangely, because you would think that with the magnificent jackets that I wear, that I would run into people all the time wearing the same jacket. Never happens. And I never run into anybody wearing the same toupee. That's really, and I understand why that is, because we live in a hot and humid climate, and most people would not have the perseverance to wear a hairpiece. All right, we have news next. News coming up next on the Uncle Henry Show. In the next hour, we'll get into numerous other topics. At some point in the hour, I will share with you a review of the children's movie Spider-Man. I went and saw it with Norman. Longtime caller Norman and I went and saw the Spider-Man Child's film. Fortunately, with us, there was a 15-year-old. A friend of Norman's brought a 15-year-old with us. So we did have the cover. If you're an adult going to that movie without kids, then there's a problem, because it's a kid's movie. All right, more show to come. Traffic, weather, news from Darwin, news from Fox, all next.